of Jefferson County, you were convicted of evading arrest or detention. And on April 11th, 2007, out of County Court Law 3 of Jefferson County.
Judge John Stephen is quite famous for his tough decisions. He's gained so much experience that by looking at a defendant and hearing them speak, Judge John Stephen can tell if they're telling the truth or lying. In today's case, there's a person named Alan Richardson, who already has very serious cases against him. He's so dangerous and cunning that he escaped the police twice and wasn't caught. But this time, the police have brought him in. Now we'll see whether Judge John Stephen gives him a harsh sentence or lets him go.
24 CR 1695 is now called the State of Texas versus Alan Jamal Richardson. That is you, sir?
Yes, it is.
And you were here with Mr. West, your attorney, and the state's attorney. There's John right there.
Yes, he is.
You are charged, as you understand, with the state jail felony of evading arrest or detention.
With convictions.
And you have prior convictions here, which would, we're only going on state jail felony, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, he made a deal for you. You could have been charged with state jail felony punished as though it were a second-degree felony, correct?
Yes, sir.
But y'all fashioned a plan where you would only be charged with a state jail felony. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment, and we can proceed in summary?
Yes, sir, please.
In summary, paragraph 1 alleges that on or about May 26th, 2024, in Jefferson County, Texas, you intentionally fled from a person you knew was a peace officer who was attempting to lawfully arrest or detain you. But we need something else, right, to get a state jail felony, or is that?
With the prior conviction.
Which two? It takes two, right?
Takes two, yes.
One, okay, paragraphs 1 and 2 of parts 1 and 2 of paragraph 2 go on to allege that on November 1st, 2006, in the County Court at Law 2 of Jefferson County, you were convicted of evading arrest or detention. And on April 11th, 2007, out of County Court at Law 3 of Jefferson County, you were convicted of evading arrest or detention. So those two first parts, there were two other allegations of evading arrest or detention, but those two, along with paragraph 1, constitute a state jail felony. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
Which means if convicted, you face confinement in a state jail for any term of not less than 180 days or more than 2 years. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I do.
An agreement's been reached where you would be pleading guilty and sentenced to 15 months in the state jail. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir, it is.
And you will be given credit for all time you have served.
That's fair.
If I follow this agreement, which I intend to do, you have no right of appeal of your cases. Do you understand?
I'm guilty anyway, so.
That's okay.
It's fair.
But you understand fully.
Yes, sir, I do understand.
Okay.
And I just want a moment of clarity when we get a chance for me to speak out.
Well, let's get this done and then we'll all grab a hold of something and see what happens.
Okay.
So how do you plead to this evading arrest or detention in paragraph 1 and the prior convictions alleged in the first two parts of paragraph 2, as we talked about, of evading arrest or detention convictions? Is all of this true and correct, and are you pleading guilty to this state jail felony?
I'm pleading guilty, and they all are true and correct, you know,
And
for a change.
Yes, sir. And you are making your pleas today voluntarily and because they are true.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document?
Yes, sir.
Understand it, discuss it with your attorney here. Is everything true and correct?
It is.
State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence.
No objection.
Without objection, it's admitted. Among other things here, Mr. Richardson's, this states that you were mentally competent to enter your pleas. This was done freely and voluntarily. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of the crime and any lesser included offenses. you were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You were totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All of this is true. It states, so help you God.
So help me God, man. All this is true.
States Exhibit 1 is part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence reports waived.
Yes, please.
I, sir, shall follow this agreement and find you are pleading guilty to paragraph 1 and true to the first two allegations in paragraph 2, voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently, which constitutes the state jail felony of evading arrest or detention with previous convictions. You understand and appreciate the consequences of your pleas of guilty and true. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted here
I understand that.
to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the state jail felony. In paragraphs 1 and 2, I am following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 15 months. Do you understand what has happened today, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else?
Nothing from the sheriff.
There's a lot of more clarity, but I mean, so my test John with me is so good. I'm
What are you going to do?
gonna hold my peace.
What are you going to do when you get out of jail here?
I'm going
What's
to
your
Texas
plan?
workforce. I gotta go to Texas workforce.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a job.
What do you do? What are your talents? You've got to have, I know you have something you do well. What is it?
I'm an entrepreneur right now. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get on at the Pepsi factory
Oh,
right down West Carter Drive.
okay.
And I'm gonna go through Texas workforce and try to do that. I have my GED. I'm gonna go to Texas
That's
workforce.
important. Education.
I got it down. I got down the road. I could teach it, but I'm going through something where I gotta try to fundraise some money and get with a lawyer named Tom Abbott about a little case in Houston. I live myself right habeas corpus.
All right. 3 things. Just live honestly, harm no one, give each person respect, and you will be a success. You will be a great
And
success.
my family, I don't even get along with my family. But I appreciate y'all.
All right.
Monetarily.
Take care of yourself. Good
Y'all
luck.
do that.
After reviewing the agreement and the defendant's plea, Judge John Stevens accepts the deal and sentences him to 15 months in state jail. Before the hearing ends, the judge offers advice about living honestly, respecting others, and building a better life after release. For the defendant, the next chapter will begin after serving his time. Do you think the sentence was fair, or should the punishment have been different?